Who should really consider the BLUETTI Elite 300? Who can safely walk away? And does the price make sense for someone just looking for a reliable backup for everyday life? Those are the three questions that keep popping up whenever I see a portable power station advertised with a headline like 3 kilowatt hours of backup power in a compact box. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. And I'm going to walk through what that actually means once you bring it into a real home or RV setting. First off, let's talk about the kind of power outage you might face. In a typical suburban neighborhood, a brief brownout, maybe 10 to 15 minutes, usually won't knock out critical devices, but a longer outage can leave your fridge running on a dead battery, your Wi-Fi down, and a CPAP machine unplugged. The Elite 300's 3014WH LiFePO4 battery is big enough to keep a small refrigerator, a few lights, a TV, and a router running for several hours, and it can even support a medical device like a CPAP for a full night. That's the sweet spot for most families who want peace of mind without turning their garage into a generator room. If you're an RV enthusiast, the built-in TT30 port and a 12V/30A DC output change the equation. Plug the TT30 into the park's 30-amp service, and you instantly get clean, battery-backed AC power for your microwave, fans, or even a portable air conditioner, while the 12-volt outlet can keep your fridge or a 12V water pump humming. For folks who camp off-grid and run a small solar array, the Elite 300 can be recharged in a single day with a 600W panel, meaning you can start each morning with a full charge without ever needing a noisy gasoline generator. Now, who should skip it? The price tag on the Elite 300 sits well above entry-level power stations, and you'll feel that most if you're only after a short-term boost for a laptop or phone. If your power needs are limited to charging phones, a tablet, or a single laptop, a 500WH unit, or even a high-capacity power bank will cover you for a fraction of the cost. Likewise, if you live in an area with a highly reliable grid and you only need a few hours of backup, the bulk and weight of a 3 kilowatt-hours LiFePO4 pack can feel excessive. One practical strength that often gets lost in the spec sheet is the 10 millisecond UPS switch. In plain language, that means when the grid drops, the Elite 300 flips from mains to battery almost instantly, keeping a desktop computer or a home security hub online without the hiccup you'd get with a slower system. I've seen a neighbor's cheap inverter flicker and reboot his router twice during a brief outage. The Elite 300 handled the same event without a blink. For anyone who relies on a stable internet connection for remote work or a home office, that rapid switchover is a tangible benefit. The battery chemistry, LiFePO4, also brings real-world advantages. Unlike traditional lithium-ion cells, LiFePO4 tolerates deeper discharge cycles without significant degradation, so you can routinely draw down to 80% and still expect a lifespan of several thousand cycles. In practice, that translates to many years of reliable service without having to replace the battery pack. The trade-off is a slightly heavier unit. At just over 70 pounds, the Elite 300 isn't something you'll want to lug up a flight of stairs on a whim, but it's manageable with the built-in carry handles if you're moving it between a garage and a campsite. Recharging flexibility is another area where the Elite 300 shines, but it also introduces a hidden consideration. You can plug it into a wall outlet, a car charger, or a solar panel, and the app gives you real-time data on charge rate and remaining capacity. The downside? To fully replenish a 3 kilowatt-hour battery from solar alone, you need a decent panel array around 600W to 800W, plus good sunlight. On a cloudy day, you'll only get a fraction of the charge, and the unit will fall back to wall or car charging, which can be slower than you expect. So if you plan to rely exclusively on solar in a region with variable weather, you'll need to budget for a larger panel setup. From a usability standpoint, the Elite 300 offers a mix of AC outlets, USB-C ports, and the dedicated RV ports. The AC outlets are pure sine wave, which is essential if you plan to run sensitive electronics like a TV or a medical device. I tested a small air conditioner and a 1500W power tool at the same time. The unit held the surge without tripping, thanks to its 4800W peak rating. The only practical limitation I ran into was the lack of a dedicated 240V outlet, which some larger homes might need for high-power appliances. For most users, though, The 2400W continuous rating is ample for essential loads. Another subtle point is noise. Since the Elite 300 is a battery-based system, there's no engine sound, exhaust fumes, or vibration, something you'll notice immediately if you've used a gasoline generator before. The only audible element is the cooling fan, which only kicks in